Now we will make the master rod. Open up the master rod part in your specification tree and enter on the XY plane. Click the sketch icon, and we want to view it from the top, so click the top view. You'll create a horizontal axis. Just create an axis across your screen, making sure it lights up blue. Double click your circle icon and create 4 circles, all with the radius of 13 millimeters. Double click your constraint icon. You're going to constrain these all either to the axis in the center or to each other. Between the bottom and the top sections, you want to have a horizontal and a vertical constraint. Alright, again on the top. And in between these. Oh, you want it to be vertical. Alright, now putting in the values. It's going to be 26 on each side from the axis. These will be 17. And the distance apart is going to be 39 millimeters plus the 15. Alright, and from here, click on one of the circles and drag it just to make sure your first initial sketch is fully constrained, which this is. In your sketch on the specification tree, go into the constraints, click all of them, and hide those just to clean up the sketch view. From here, we're going to create 5 circles, all with the radius of 72. Pull these circles out so none are overlapping. Alright, on the 3 on the right, you want to create a constraint making them tangent to the smaller radius of 13 circles. We'll just click them both, click in the top constraint bar, and check tangency. Alright, once you've done that, you can trim the top section of the circle, just like that, and you're going to go through and do that on these 3 to the left. Those are the circles with the 72 radius. Alright, with the 2 72 millimeter circles on the right, you're just going to make those tangent to the outermost smaller circles. Alright, now we're going to create another circle on the axis. For the radius, put 35 divided by 2. And its distance, we're going to put it from one of the smaller circles. It's going to be 250 minus 15. We're going to create 2 lines that are attached to both the 17.5 radius and the larger circles, making sure that no other constraints are made. And another. Alright, the points on the ends of the lines on the circle, we're going to make them symmetric about the axis. And we're also going to add a constraint of 18. It's going to be an offset constraint. Now on this circle of radius 72, we're going to make an axis from the center line vertically down. So you want to be on the outside with the line blue. You're going to constrain your other endpoint of that line to the endpoint on the circumference of that circle. And again, you're going to make the lines at point symmetric about the axis, and add in a constraint, an offset constraint of 26. We're going to go and trim out the extra lines, so all we have is one open profile. Alright, nothing's moving. We can exit Sketcher, and we're going to pad this 7 millimeters. On the bottom surface, we're going to go into Sketcher again. From the top view, you're going to project the 3D elements of the circle into 2 straight lines. We want to be using them, so you want to keep them yellow. Next, we're going to create 2 axes in the center of this part. And we're going to do that by constraining it to the center of the circle, which the diameter is 35, so you can do 35 divided by 2 for the centermost point. And you're going to constrain this axis. (215 plus 17.5), that's the radius of that circle. And from there you're going to draw a circle right on the center of those. Make sure both axes are highlighted orange. And your radius is going to be 63 divided by 2. Alright, next is to complete the sketch. So from the end point of both lines, create a horizontal line to the circle, just making sure the line's blue. There's the top one. Again on the bottom. As you can see, everything is highlighted either the green or the yellow projected, which means your sketch is good. Trim the elements for one open sketch. Exit Sketcher and pad this down by 14 millimeters. And we're going to go create another circle in the top face, once again from the top view. Just like we did in the last sketch, we're going to create another axis system in the center. Just go there and put in those constraints again. 17.5. And 250 plus 17.5. And here you're just going to put a circle with the radius of 63 divided by 2 again. Exit Sketcher. Pad by 14. And here's the general shape of half of the master rod. You're going to go into the side right here, surface. Go into Sketcher. Now we're going to create the sketch for the groove with the radius. You're going to project this 3D element, but we don't want to use the line, so we're going to make a construction line down here at the bottom. Make sure that's clicked orange. Now re-click it so the rest of your sketch is in a construction line. We'll need to make a circle of radius 78. And we want to make a coincidence constraint between the circle and this corner right here. Make sure it lines up with that piece of the part. We want it to cut down by 7 millimeters, so make length of 7. Make sure it turns blue, saying that it is vertical. Like we did in the very first sketch, we're going to create another axis from the center point, going straight down to the circle, and we're going to make a line going across the bottom. That coincides with the line on the right and the point around the circumference. Now you want to make sure these points are a coincidence, and this line is going to be horizontal, so you can go and make that constraint right now. Click both the points, go into the constraint box, coincidence. Alright, the sketch is complete except for this line across the top. From here you can trim all your extra elements. Exit Sketcher. You're gonna, on your right, click the Groove tool. Groove. Just click OK. Now your axis, you may have to zoom in for this. But you want the axis of this circle all the way to the right. First angle of 360. And that gives you the groove all the way throughout the part around the circle. Now we're going to do the elongated hole. We're going to go, it starts from the top, so we're going to go into the sketcher in the top face, from top view again, creating another centerline axis. We're going to constrain it the same way we have before. Alright, so the elongated tool can be found under the rectangle command. Click on that. On the axis, make sure you click there, right on there. We want radius of 6 and a length of 150. And you want it to be horizontal or vertical, so make sure it's blue. Now even though it's on this axis, you can still move it from side to side. So we're going to make another centerline axis in the circle. With a constraint of 17.5. Alright, and the distance from one of the center points of the circle to this axis is going to be 30. Your sketch is completely constrained, so exit Sketcher. You're going to pocket this 18.5 millimeters down, which it does automatically. Alright, so this is half of the sketch, or the model. To get the rest, you're going to click Part Body, the Mirror command, and the bottom surface. It's going to mirror it about that surface. So now you have the entire part minus some details. To add in the circles, you're going to click the outer edge, Control click the circle. This is just going to make the whole concentric with the outer circle. Nope. Alright, so whole command, outer surface, inner surface. We want it to be up to last to go all the way through. And the diameter is going to be 24. Well, you're going to do this again on the larger circle, up to last, diameter of 52. And if you zoom in, around each of these curves is going to be a circle, up to last again of 10. Again, making it concentric with that curve. And you're going to do that all the way around. The last step is going to be to add your fillets. So click the fillet. We would like a fillet of 35. And objects to fillet. You're going to choose either side. Okay. It does them both automatically. And there is the final master rod.